Including the EU 27 countries, in friendship with China. Based on mutual respect, the top 15 countries with free trade agreements simultaneously with China, that within the Caucasus region, Georgia has Security Initiative and Global Civilization Initiative, radiates a distinctive and
今天我们非常荣幸地邀请到总理和
决定，葡萄酒、矿泉水和干果等优质产品正走。
表示热烈的欢迎和衷心的感谢。
加里巴什维利总理访华。
Mr. Chairman, Your Excellencies, Mr. Ambassador, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I'm extremely thankful to President Xi for inviting me and my delegation to the People's Republic of China and to the opening ceremony of Summer World University Games in Chengdu. So last week, I had a great honor to meet with President Xi, an exemplary politician, wise and visionary national leader. I want to express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency President Xi and Premier Li for the exceptional hospitality and warm welcome. Elevation of our existing relationship to the esteemed level of the strategic partnership marks a significant milestone and paves the way to more fruitful cooperation between China and Georgia. On behalf of the Georgian government and the Georgian people, I am immensely delighted to pay such a productive and friendly visit to your wonderful country. It is also a privilege to attend this valuable business forum today and represent Georgia, our country, while addressing distinguished officials and representatives of the Chinese and Georgian business community. I embrace this opportunity to briefly introduce our country, Georgia. First of all, I have to remind you all that within the Caucasus region, Georgia has been the heart of many civilizations for centuries, with the 3,000-year-old history of statehood. Like China, Georgia is one of the ancient countries with rich history and culture. And my country has been strategically positioned at a significant geopolitical crossroads, serving as an integral part of the Silk Road and acting as a connecting bridge between Europe and Asia. This unique location, dear friends, allowed Eastern and Western civilizations to converge in Georgia, resulting in a captivating blend of cultures from these two worlds. And our heritage reflects the influence of diverse civilizations, yet embraces its uniqueness. The Georgian culture radiates a distinctive and enduring charm, from vibrant traditional dances and soul-stirring polyphonic songs to flavorsome cuisine and the centuries-old traditional winemaking that has made Georgia renowned as the birthplace of the wine production. Despite the geographical distance, China and Georgia has shared many common traits. Both our nations carry rich histories and values, underlining hospitality, purity of family, and respect for traditions. These values form the very essence of the Georgian identity, representing core principles that define us. As we uphold them, we honor our heritage and pave the way for a united and prosperous nation, nurturing innovation and modernity. In doing so, we place great significance on strategic partnership and friendship with China, based on mutual respect and vision for the shared prosperity and sustainable development. Dear friends, Georgia highly values China's crucial role in today's world and in the global economy. Its substantial contributions to the development and progress of nations worldwide. China's dynamic growth innovation, and commitment to international cooperation have made it the essential partner in addressing global challenges and fostering prosperity. And I would like to highlight that Georgia supports President Xi's global initiatives, such as the Global Development Initiative, Global Security Initiative, and Global Civilization Initiative. And as we express readiness to strengthen cooperation under these frameworks. I sincerely hope that our bilateral relations will evolve into a resounding success story with deepening of ties and the realization of our common goals. In this light, I firmly state that my country offers friendly environment and all the necessary support and comfort to realize such goals. Georgia serves as a vital link for 8 landlocked countries, facilitating seamless trade and commerce between the 2 continents with the support of our government. Free trade agreements, human capital, and regional connectivity. That's why, in recent years, my country emerged as an exceptional gateway between Europe and Asia for international companies and businesses in the wider region. Businesses find in Georgia an invaluable entry point not only to the South Caucasus, but also to Europe and Central Asia, granting access to diverse markets. As a crucial entry and exit point for trade, commerce, and energy between Europe and Asia, we offer international firms a highly competitive atmosphere to advance their operations across the broader region. Moreover, Georgia is the only country in the region with free trade agreements simultaneously with China and the European Union. Overall, we have the free trade regime with 45 countries, including the EU, 27 countries, the United Kingdom, Turkey, China, FTA, and CIS countries, and have many more in negotiation phases. So therefore, Georgian products can enter 1/3 of the world consumer market under the existing free trade regime, which represents about 2.3 billion consumers market. Further to highlight impressive advantages of Georgia, currently we extend visa-free travel to citizens of 98 countries, allowing them to stay for a full year, and furthermore, individuals holding a visa or residence permit from 50 other countries can also enjoy the convenience of visa-free travel to Georgia. According to World Bank, Georgia ranks as the 3rd least tax burden country in the world, with 9.9% total tax rate. We offer attractive benefits with some of the lowest tax rates globally and streamlined bureaucracies, making it an appealing choice for investors looking for great value. And beyond the highly attractive business climate, we provide appealing support mechanisms for interested companies, such as the Foreign Direct Investment Grant for export-oriented IT companies, for example, operating in Georgia. We offer benefits through the so-called international company status, which includes preferential tax regime, only 5% instead of general 15% rate, personal income tax, and 5% corporate profit tax instead of general 20% rate. The rise in Georgia's reputation as a desirable business destination is not a mere coincidence. Over the past decade, the country has undergone significant transformation, embracing a more liberal and free market economy. Last year, we adopted Vision 2030, the Georgia's development strategy, a comprehensive national policy document that outlines the Georgian government's development vision. This far-reaching outlook focuses on fostering sustainable economic growth, social equality, security, and stability. Implementation of effective and efficient policies and our tireless work led us to tangible results. Namely, despite facing challenging geopolitical landscape, in the region, as well as global economic downturn, Georgia has demonstrated resilience by maintaining economic stability. We have achieved remarkable growth of the Georgian economy, reaching significant milestones. Today, Georgia is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The following statistics vividly reflect the evidence of our progress, thanks to our strong economic policies and increased activity in sectors such as transport, logistics, financial services, construction, energy, and tourism. We have achieved double-digit economic growth for 2 consecutive years, recording a GDP growth rate of 10% in 2022, following a remarkable growth of 10.5% in 2021. This positive trajectory continues into 2023, with an average economic growth rate of 7.6% from January to July. And looking ahead, dear friends, IMF projections, for example, indicate that Georgia will have the fastest economic growth among regional and European countries in the medium term, which means 2023-2028. As you are well aware, inflation has emerged as a global challenge, and it continues to be a significant concern for many powerful economies worldwide. However, we have taken effective measures resulting in an inflation rate of only 0.6% in June. Moreover, the inflation is expected to remain below the projected levels for this year. Additionally, Georgia's sovereign credit ratings have exceeded pre-pandemic levels, reflecting our country's resilience and strong economic performance. For example, Fitch Ratings raised Georgia's outlook from BB stable to BB positive, attributing this positive change to our government's effective governance, economic development, and a credible macro-fiscal policy framework. And these favorable ratings, dear friends, underscore the confidence placed in Georgia's economic prospects and policy management. Our achievements have gained global recognition, with Georgia praised by various international institutions for cultivating a supportive legal and business environment. As a result, my country has secured leading positions worldwide. According to World Bank's Ease of Doing Business, Georgia ranks 7th amongst 190 countries. In terms of budget transparency, Georgia is number 1, is a world leader. According to the Fraser Institute's Economic Freedom of the World 2022 report, Georgia ranks among the top 15 countries with the freest economies, 15 countries, securing the 15th position out of 165 nations globally. The Heritage Foundation Index of Economic Freedom 2023 ranks Georgia 21st in Europe and well ahead of 11 EU member states. According to the report, Transparency in the Time of War, by the European Research Center for Anti-Corruption and State Building, Georgia has made significant progress, moving from 54th to 17th place in Transparency Index 2023. These figures, dear friends, provided above represent only a small part of substantial achievement that Georgia has reached over the last decade. And I take pride in stating that enduring success is linked to our government's dedication to develop Georgia into a land of peace, stability, and prosperity. Our dedication is evident in various large-scale efforts, including initiatives and projects Georgia has initiated or has been participating, including sectors such as transportation, infrastructure, energy, trade, tourism, technologies, and innovation. In light of existing challenges over the past few years, the Trans-Caspian International Transport Route, the so-called Middle Corridor, has notably emerged as a secure and dependable route for freight transportation between Europe and Asia. The Middle Corridor comprises of two primary routes, as you know. The Baku-Tbilisi-Kars railway line, connected by land Azerbaijan with Turkey via Georgia, and the Georgia's Black Sea ports, thereby establishing a maritime connection to the European Union. Moreover, this corridor stands out as one of the most efficient ways to connect the East with the West, offering a considerable time advantage of 20-25 days compared to the marine route. Particularly through the Middle Corridor, Georgia connects China to Europe. And it takes up to 15 days to bring cargo from the Chinese border to the EU market. And overall, the Middle Corridor's inherent competitiveness provides access to vital European markets. Dear friends, last year we signed a comprehensive roadmap with Kazakhstan, our friendly nation, and also with Azerbaijan, outlining strategic measures to eliminate bottlenecks and develop the Middle Corridor from 2022 to 2027. The roadmap encompasses specific actions related to transport and logistics infrastructure development, operational optimization, the implementation of a unified tariff policy, corridor digitalization, as we call it, and enhancements to regional regulatory framework. Georgia, as a responsible member of the international society and an integral part of the Middle Corridor, invests heavily in transport infrastructure development to ensure sufficient capacities for the years ahead. One of the top priorities for my government is the coordinated functioning of transport and modernization or construction of transport infrastructure in accordance with international standards. We view the development of such infrastructure as a precondition to facilitate new cargo volumes through our country. The above is reflected in specific large infrastructure projects, such as the railway modernization project, which is underway, and by the way, with the involvement of a Chinese company. Upon completion of this project, at the end of 2024, the capacity of Georgian railways will be doubled. Furthermore, the development of the Anaklia deep sea port, a new port, quite ambitious, is another top priority for the Georgian government. This is a greenfield PPP project to develop, construct, operate, and transfer a state-of-the-art deep sea port on east coastline of the Black Sea. The port will be developed in 9 phases to achieve the annual capacity of 100 million tons. It will be the first Georgian deep sea port able to handle Panamax container vessels and introduce large feeders and direct shipping calls to the Georgian market. As part of the East-West Highway Corridor Improvement Project, we carried out a feasibility study to explore the need for the development of logistics centers throughout Georgia. Creation of such centers will improve quality of logistics services and strengthen Georgia's position as a regional transit and logistics hub. My government also places particular emphasis on improving air connectivity by attracting more airlines with its liberalized aviation market and developing new international directions, connecting continents, countries, and people. And our aim is to develop Tbilisi International Airport, a new airport, into a world-class transportation hub with efficient air cargo infrastructure and the aircraft technical maintenance center. This will also position Georgia as a leading player in the global aviation landscape. Recognizing the strategic importance of economic and touristic relations with China, we are delighted that flights between Tbilisi and Urumqi were restarted in January this year with 3 weekly frequencies. And there's a huge potential in that direction. As we embrace Georgia's vast touristic potential, we believe that expanding our air connectivity with China will play an important role in advancing bilateral tourism cooperation, further increasing tourist flows, as well as enhancing economic and business relations within industry stakeholders. One of our biggest goals is to strengthen the transit function of the country through the existing and new high-capacity fiber optic backbones, linking Georgia to the neighboring as well as to the European and Asian markets, Asian countries. Therefore, we consider it expedient to promote the digital connectivity of Europe and Asia through the territory of Georgia. We are considering establishment of the regional digital hub, which on the one hand includes international connection with the fiber optic internet infrastructure to connect Europe and Asia via shortest route through Georgia, and on the other hand, creation of the regional data center in Georgia. Elaboration of the advisory service study for the investment attraction and concept for the development of a digital hub and corridor is currently in progress. I must also mention, dear friends, that my country is rich in renewable energy resources, with hydro resources standing out as particularly noteworthy. Despite having an economically justified potential of approximately 40 billion kilowatt hour in hydropower, only 30% of this potential is currently being developed. Therefore, our goal is to maximize the utilization of renewable energy sources, especially by implementing large hydropower plant projects. That's why, in order to attract investors, a new renewable energy support scheme based on competition and market principles was developed and approved last year. The support scheme involves capacity auctions for renewable energy sources. And this new scheme introduces the concept of the contract for difference, as we call it, CFD, which involves compensation for the difference between the market price and the contract price for electricity. Therefore, it means that the mechanism gives investors a guarantee that they will get a reasonable income for years. One of the pivotal projects contributing to the Georgia's green energy production and export is the Black Sea Submarine Cable Initiative. This is 100% Georgian initiative, which I introduced 2 years ago, and it holds significant promise for Georgia's future energy landscape, as it aligns with the country's commitment to developing renewable resources and making steps forward towards a more sustainable energy future. And our neighbor countries, Azerbaijan, also Romania and Hungary, are part of this ambitious project. Importantly, Georgia's long-term development strategies and the above-mentioned projects are aligned closely with the objectives of President Xi's Belt and Road Initiative. Therefore, Georgia is actively engaged in the BRI, showcasing its commitment as a founding member of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, and the first country, by the way, to approve its charter. I'd like to express my sincere excitement over signing the bilateral cooperation plan between the governments of China and Georgia today under the framework of Belt and Road Initiative. And I'm confident that this groundbreaking document will foster mutually beneficial cooperation. I also want to mention that Georgia has successfully organized 3 Tbilisi Silk Road Forums, which I established in 2015. These forums have played a vital role in advancing the BRI Belt and Road Initiative, creating an international platform for high-level dialogue among senior policymakers, businesses, and community leaders on a multilateral scale. The 4th Tbilisi Silk Road Forum will take place in Tbilisi this year on October 26-27. This important event will gather up to 2,000 delegates, high-ranking officials, as well as business representatives from over 60 countries. And I would like to use this opportunity, dear friends, and extend our invitation to Chinese businesses to attend this forum. We will be delighted to host you in Georgia. On a separate note, I would like to mention the Georgian wine. As you all know, Georgia is the cradle of wine, as we say. My country's uninterrupted tradition of winemaking dates back to 8 millennia. Georgia is the only country in the world where winemaking methods developed since ancient times were never abandoned and are still practiced. As a proof of its cultural significance and in accordance with UNESCO principles, the ancient Georgian tradition of winemaking in clay vessels, as we say, called kvevri, has been assigned the status of National Monument of Intangible Cultural Heritage. Kvevri, dear friends, was the first vessel ever to be used in the winemaking, with archaeological finds dating 8,000 years. Georgia's ancient traditions and its wine culture are intertwined with the country's national identity. The country's distinct traditions have been shaped by an amazing diversity of more than 525 indigenous grape varieties, 10 of which is planted on the territory of China, in the Ningxia region. The market potential, economic benefits, and prospects for bilateral cooperation make China a strategically important export destination for Georgian wines. Since 2013, the Georgian government has been carrying out a targeted marketing campaign on strategic export markets, including China. But we have to do more. The increased participation of Georgian winemakers in exhibitions demonstrates the country's commitment to expanding its presence in the Chinese market and highlights a growing interest in Georgian wines. And of course, we look forward to Georgian wine companies, which are represented here today, to build relationships, generate brand awareness, and ultimately increase their sales and market share in China. We hope that these efforts will help establish the Georgian wine as a recognized and valued choice among Chinese consumers. Towards the end, let me state that the Georgian government is fully committed to extending assistance to business representatives interested in investing in our country. In 2014, during my first premiership, we established Enterprise Georgia, the nation's pioneering institution dedicated to fostering private sector development. This agency serves as an intermediary between foreign investors and the Georgian government, offering access to up-to-date information and facilitating efficient communication with governmental bodies. Functioning as a comprehensive, as we say, one-stop shop, Enterprise Georgia is ready to provide support to investors throughout the entire investment process. In fact, several Chinese companies already enjoy the beneficial environment created in Georgia, as well as all the supportive mechanisms and measures our government provides. We are committed actively to engage with more Chinese companies and introduce them to abundant business opportunities in Georgia. And we warmly welcome opportunities in this direction, and Enterprise Georgia is ready to provide assistance and support to Chinese companies and investors looking to explore business prospects in our country. Dear friends, today Georgia is an investment destination where excellent business climate is matched with reduced risks, low operational costs, availability of green energy, and free trade access to markets with more than 2 billion population. My country is a true trading hub between Europe and Asia, and is the leading economy in terms of growth in the region. Georgia is a vital link on the Belt and Road Initiative and the Middle Corridor. And I would like to use this opportunity to once again invite Chinese companies to explore Georgia's investment potential and take advantage of opportunities, including benefits that can be gained by moving and or expanding their manufacturing, processing, and assembling facilities to Georgia. Dear friends, Mr. Chairman, today I briefly presented our most significant achievements, vast potential, and efforts to elevate our national interest while benefiting partnership with China, with this great country, and with this great nation. I firmly believe that the desire to deepen our valuable cooperation is mutual. And this opportunity will enable us to explore new avenues of collaboration with substantial momentum. I hope my visit will serve as a stepping stone towards deeper cooperation, fostering lasting friendship and creating a brighter tomorrow for China and for Georgia. Thank you very much.
尊敬的加里巴什维利总理阁下，尊敬的达维塔什维利副总理兼经济与可持续发展部长阁下，尊敬的各位部长，尊敬的周先大使、卡兰蒂亚大使，各位企业家朋友、女士们、先生们，大家下午好。值此加里巴什维利总理阁下访华的重要时刻，很高兴与格鲁吉亚经济与可持续发展部合作，共同举办中国格鲁吉亚经贸论坛。在此，我谨代表中国贸促会对加里巴什维利总理阁下莅临本次论坛表示衷心的感谢，向与会的各位嘉宾和代表表示热烈的欢迎。格鲁吉亚是古丝绸之路上的耀眼明珠，在跨越千年的历史长河中，古丝绸之路见证了两国源远流长的友谊。中俄建交31年来，双方政治互信不断巩固，各领域合作成果显著。特别是近年来，中俄经贸合作扎实推进，双边贸易额从1992年的368万美元增至2022年的14亿美元，增长400多倍。中国连续多年成为格鲁吉亚最大的出口市场和第3大贸易伙伴。格鲁吉亚率先在欧亚地区与中国达成自贸协定，葡萄酒、矿泉水和干果等优质产品正走入中国的千家万户。7月28日上午，习近平主席在成都会见加里巴什维利总理，双方决定将两国关系提升为战略伙伴关系，为推动双边关系健康稳定发展指明了方向。展望未来，双方在贸易、投资、基础设施建设、交通、物流等领域合作前景十分广阔。中国贸促会作为中国最大的贸易投资促进机构，愿与各方携手努力，促进两国经贸交流与合作，助力两国各自发展和振兴。在此，我愿提出3点建议：一是立足经济增长，紧抓发展战略对接机遇。格鲁吉亚中间走廊计划与共建“一带一路”倡议高度契合，我们可以携手推进两国战略计划对接，扩大农产品贸易、基础设施建设、交通物流、旅游等领域合作，同时充分挖掘清洁能源、数字经济等领域的合作潜力，为两国贸易投资稳定增长和经济发展提供助力。二是锚定重点领域，做大做好互利共赢的蛋糕。中国是格鲁吉亚第4大葡萄酒出口市场，双方企业进一步用好中俄自贸协定带来的制度红利和中国贸促会举办的各类论坛展会平台，进一步提高格鲁吉亚葡萄酒在华知名度和市场份额。同时，中国贸促会愿积极支持有实力的中国企业赴格投资兴业，希望各方为中国投资者营造良好的发展环境。 三是聚焦企业需求，搭建高质量合作平台。近年来，各方举办的第比利斯国际丝绸之路论坛和中国贸资会主办的“一带一路”企业家大会，成为中国和格鲁吉亚以及“一带一路”共建国家工商界共话合作、共谋发展的重要平台。今年11月28日至12月2日，我们将在北京举办首届中国国际供应链促进博览会，助力打造稳定、安全、畅通的全球产业链供应链体系。稍后我的同事会向大家介绍具体的情况。欢迎两国工商界利用上述平台实现互利共赢合作。最后，祝贺加里巴什维利总理访华成功，预祝本次论坛取得丰硕的成果。谢谢大家。